Everyone loves a comeback story. Rocky and Ivan Drago, George Foreman's triumphant knockout win over Michael Moorer, Tyson Fury's epic weight loss and mental health journey. However, there's one comeback story that trumps all of these. And in this video, we're going to show you exactly how this legendary UFC fighter came back from losing every second of the fight to find a submission victory and retain his title. This is the story of Anderson Silva and Chael Sonnen. The build-up to UFC 117, headlined by Anderson the Spider Silva and Chael the American Gangster Sonnen, was legendary. Silva held the middleweight strap and came into the bout with an insane winning streak of 12, including notable wins over Dan Henderson, Rich Franklin, and James Irvin. Uncle Chael, on the other hand, came into the bout with a lesser but still impressive win streak of 3. So, to say there was a lot on the line for both fighters was a bit of an understatement. For Silva, this was his chance to up his win streak to 13 and cement himself as one of the GOATs of the sport. For Chael, this fight was an opportunity to start earning some big bucks and be crowned the king of the middleweight division, which was, at the time, stacked. So when the fighters entered the octagon on the 7th of August 2010, every UFC fan tuned in, ready for a banger. Now, conventional pre-fight wisdom suggested that Silva was the superior striker, so he would have had all the success on the feet, and Chael would have used his wrestling to stand a chance against Anderson. However, the first minute of the fight completely flipped the script, as Chael landed a huge straight left hand to Spider's chin, sending him flying across the octagon. With the momentum of the fight behind him, Chael continued to pressure Silva for the remainder of the round, mixing up aggressive combinations with cleverly timed takedowns to completely dominate the first 5 minutes. In the opening round alone, Sonnen landed more significant strikes than anyone else had landed against Silva in an entire fight. So yeah, to say that Silva was in a bit of trouble was an understatement. However, Chael's onslaught did not stop in round 2, where he again utilised smart pressure to smother Silva's work and control him on the ground to bag another clear round. The next 2 rounds followed the exact same blueprint, and as the fighters returned to their corners before the 5th and final round, everyone thought that Chael was going to come out victorious. He had easily won every single round, and Silva looked tired, confused, and completely out of ideas. However, we're not talking about any old fighter here, we're talking about Anderson Silva. In the opening stages of the 5th round, Silva was knocked down with another overhand left. Jumping on the opportunity, Chael followed Silva onto the ground and began controlling him yet again. However, what Chael did not expect was a submission attempt. With less than 2 minutes remaining of a fight that was Chael's to win, Anderson Silva found a triangle armbar from his back, forcing Chael to tap. He retained his title and bumped his win streak up to 13. It's genuinely unfathomable to think how Silva managed to get back in this fight and find a submission in the last round. I mean, can you imagine losing in the last 2 minutes after dominating one of the best champions in the UFC has ever seen? Poor old Chael. But seriously, Chael threw more strikes in every single round. He landed more strikes, he got more takedowns, he gained more control time, he took less punishment, he looked fresher, he was physically stronger, he had every single advantage. Yet Silva still managed to find a way. And in our minds at least, we can't think of any other comeback that comes close to this one. No other UFC fighter has ever come back from a domination like this. Ultimately, this fight showed why Anderson Silva is one of the greatest of all time. Despite losing every second of the first 4 rounds, he did what all great fighters do and found a way to win. You've got to give credit to Chael as well, who was a big underdog going into this fight. Their fight has gone down as an all-time classic, and it will forever be remembered as one of those moments where true greatness was born.